Well, that was quick. Hello, TikTok and YouTube. Welcome to part 9. Now we're gonna go to Joy-Con wheel. We're just doing the quizzes today. Just looking for where a quiz could be. Because I honestly don't see one. It says there is quizzes. See, look. Oh, I see. Welcome in. Let's learn about the switch to wheel grip of a wheel. You can learn about the Joy-Con 2 wheel here. You'll find out about the Joy-Con 2 wheel, how it's magnetized, how it pulls the Joy-Con 2 controllers in, and more. I'm interested. What? A strong magnetic pull. The Joy-Con 2 wheel pulls in the Joy-Con 2. It does so using internal magnets. The closer a magnet is to the thing it's sticking to, the stronger the pull. We want it to be difficult to accidentally detach the Joy-Con 2 from the Joy-Con wheel. So we made the plastic covering the magnets quite thin. It's common to use plastic with a thickness of approximately 1 mm, but in this case the plastic we're using is especially thin. It's less than 0.3 mm. We did this so the Joy-Con 2 wheel and the controller are as close together as possible. That's going to be a thing, so 0.3 mm. The Joy-Con 2 controller is attached to the Joy-Con wheel magnetically. Magnets in the Joy-Con 2 wheel stick to the steel SL and SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2. And when the SL/SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 wheel are pressed, the SL/SR buttons on the Joy-Con 2 attached to the wheel are pressed too. But just pressing them down didn't work that well. If the magnets moved, the Joy-Con 2 moved along with them. This could result in the SL/SR buttons not being pressed as intended. But if the SL/SR buttons were pressed with some kind of rod, the Joy-Con 2 would come off the magnets. So what did we do? Made the magnets rotate. At the axis point, the Joy-Con 2 is still stuck to the magnets and doesn't move. Meanwhile, at the point of the rotation, the SL/SR button is pressed down. The magnets rotate to press down on the buttons while still sticking to the controller. A Joy-Con 2 controller can be comfortably attached to the Joy-Con 2 wheel. A small gap just below the Joy-Con 2 helps with this. However, if all we did was leave a gap, we would run into problems. The Joy-Con 2 would slip out when tilting the control stick down. So what did we do? We carefully placed a piece of rubber to hold the Joy-Con 2 in place. When tilting the control stick down, the Joy-Con 2 sits squarely on a piece of rubber, and conveniently the piece of rubber doesn't get in the way when attaching the controller. Thanks to this, the controller feels securely attached to the wheel and won't accidentally come off. Attaching and detaching controllers is easy. With regard to the Joy-Con 2 wheel, attaching or detaching a Joy-Con 2 controller is easy. Here's the controller wheel for Nintendo Switch 2. With this accessory, you had to push in a Joy-Con and pull out the controller to detach it. But it's different for the Joy-Con 2 wheel. Magnets allow a Joy-Con 2 controller to be easily clicked into place and smoothly detached. A Joy-Con 2 controller can be easily attached to or detached from the Joy-Con 2 wheel. So what do we just learn? First one will be 2.3 if it asks for the... no it doesn't. What of the following is used to attach magnetic force? What has been done to ensure it's the gap? And the magnets rotate. Have told you that one of the questions. And so with that, we're gonna know a test coming up, quiz. On the topic of wheels, a Nintendo game that can be played with steering wheel controls have been around for a long time. Wii Wheel for Wii, Joy-Con Wheel for Switch, Labo Toy-Con 3 Vehicle Kit, Death Racing 12, 112, 1978, 1966 Drive Game in 1966, both of which were exclusive to Japan. Cool. Unseen screws. Joy-Con 2 wheel has a lot of screws. They need to hold the plastic in place. They needed to hold the plastic in place. Do you know where they are? They're actually hidden underneath the outer plastic, and there are 6 of them. We hid them to make the Joy-Con 2 wheel look as much like a wheel steering wheel as possible. Joy-Con 2 wheels are hidden. An easy to grip wheel. On the Joy-Con wheel, there's a groove where the parts join. You're likely to touch this part with your fingers. So we thought about how to prevent this from happening. You can see that the Joy-Con 2 wheel is constructed a bit differently. There are almost no grooves on the outside. That's actually a bit unusual. The Joy-Con 2 wheel's shape and construction make it feel satisfying to hold. The grooves on the Joy-Con 2 wheel are in places your finger are less likely to reach. The wheels are of a similar size. As you probably already know, the Joy-Con 2 are larger than the Joy-Con 1s. But when you compare the Joy-Con 2 wheel with the Joy-Con wheel, you'll notice that there isn't as much difference in terms of size. That's because we tried to make both the Joy-Con 2 wheel and Joy-Con wheel as small as possible. That was to ensure that people with smaller hands could reach the control sticks and buttons. That said, even though the Joy-Con 2 wheel is about the same size as the Joy-Con wheel overall, the SL and SR buttons are now larger and easier to press. Welcome in, everyone. Let's go. Obviously, they're about the same size. I think it's under the outer, not the inner. I think it's drive. Yeah, it's the inner plastic, isn't it? I know. I'm the right one. Do I get it now? They're about the same size. Ow. And we're done for today's live. Surprisingly. Now, tomorrow we should start with the switch to console inner area. And then on Sunday we'll get into more the mini games. That'll be split over a few days. Depending on how big the quizzes are, it may be split over a few days. It'll depend. Alrighty everyone, I'll see you all in my next video. So yeah, and then once we finish that, we'll start looking at the mini games again. And the tech demos. Alrighty everyone, I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!